works so you can play. MiniWarGaming's Reign of Chaos!
Chaos Lords are tyrannical warrior kings who live to bathe in the blood of worlds. He strives to bring whole star systems to their knees in the name of his patron deities. Typified by merciless ambition and fierce pride, many of these champions of chaos were once noble chapter masters and captains of the Adeptus Astartes. The long years of unremitting war have twisted their souls beyond recovery. Imposing in stature, their enhanced bodies further improved by the protein caress of the warp. Their weaponry is often as outlandish as their physical appearance. A Chaos Lord may hack his foes apart with a massive chain axe, blast them with ancient and arcane combi weapons, or slice vehicles to ribbons with a screaming demon sword. Regardless of affiliation and stature, these conquerors of worlds invariably lead from the front. There, the visceral thrill of war is strong enough to eclipse any glimmering sense of betrayal they may feel as they rend their loyalist brothers limb from limb. MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com. Welcome Wargamers to Chaos Tactica, Reign of Chaos series. In this video, we're going to be focusing on tactics as they pertain to Chaos Lords. We're going to go over everything that these guys are good for. If you're a Vault member, after this video, click on the link below to see Chaos Tactica on Sorcerers. If you're not a Vault member, I encourage you to sign up for a 7-day free trial so you can see that video. Now, let's get into the pros and cons of Chaos Lords. Pros: can make Khorne Berserkers, Plague Marines, and Noise Marines troops with the right mark of chaos. They're fearless, they have access to a lot of deadly war gear. They're inexpensive, even fully kitted out. They got a high initiative and a good weapon skill. Cons: has to buy an invulnerable save. Most builds are close combat oriented. Once again, tactics from this video will be pulled from the tome that Marit Lodge has left on the MiniWarGaming forums. Thank you very much, Marit Lodge, for leaving that tome so that we can all reference. Now, let's start the discussion. Going on to the tactics. Fielding a Chaos Lord is as much about personal preference as it is about leading the army. A Chaos Lord can be put on a Chaos Bike, running circles around the enemy, or he can have a demonic steed or jump pack and pick off targets of opportunity, or support other squads and make them more effective. The uses are limited to your own imagination. I like to bring Chaos Lords because they're versatile. I can pretty much put anything on them and they're really cheap. They are incredibly cheap, so I absolutely agree with Marit Lodge here. And it's kind of fun to see all the different possible combinations that you can create just from the different war gear and the marks of chaos that you can give them. If you choose to put the mark of Khorne, Nurgle, or Slaanesh on your Chaos Lord, you're pretty much guaranteeing that he is going to be built for close combat. Now, if you're going to bring a Chaos Lord with the mark of Tzeentch, I would think twice about that, because you have your option of bringing the Chaos Sorcerer. Now granted, you can put any mark of Chaos on anything, except for a Sorcerer can't have the mark of Khorne on it, but we'll talk about that later in the other video. But if you're choosing between a Chaos Lord with the mark of Tzeentch and a Sorcerer with the mark of Tzeentch, I would choose the Sorcerer. Challenges. With a high initiative and good weapon skill, the abilities of your Chaos Lord will vary on the war gear you've given them. From abysmal, with no power weapons of any kind, to a close combat monster, riding a juggernaut of Khorne and wielding the Axe of Blind Fury, able to rip apart squads of Terminators all by himself. This is very true. I like to put the Black Mace on anything that has access to the Black Mace first, before any other type of specialty artifact weapon. The Axe of Blind Fury is a fun weapon to use. I love using this as well. The way I see it is like this. If you're going to kit your guy out for close combat, go all the way, man. Don't give him something small that will take out just a bunch of infantry guys, because you know you're going to be in a challenge. You know, definitely. And you want to be able to just knock out your opponent before you are taken out in the challenge, because that's the whole point, right? You want to be able to win that challenge. And since you have the Champion of Chaos special rule, you can roll on the boon table if you beat your challenger in that challenge. And that is just sweet sauce. In this next section, we're going to talk about 3 different types of builds that you can give your Chaos Lord. Now there's many different types, there's more than 3 obviously, and this particular forum post was written a year ago, in May exactly. So There may be better, new, and improved versions, but after going through the build, I have decided that I'm going to include them in this video because they still stand true according to what you prefer in battle. So let's go to build number 1. The tank. Loadout, Terminator armor, Lightning Claw, Chain Fist, Mark of Tzeentch. Uses and tactics. The tank is pretty straightforward. Deep strike him in with some friends.
Come at me, bro!
He'll eat any HQ of comparable cost. It can tear up entire units by himself. He is slow, so a large unit of cultists or deep striking will be needed to get him where he needs to be. Close combat. So he's got the Terminator armor here, and with the Mark of Tzeentch he has a 4-up invuln save instead of just the default 5 that you get with your Terminator armor. That's pretty good. Now Lightning Claw and Chain Fist, what that does is it makes you versatile. It makes it so you can get infantry and you can get vehicles. So it doesn't matter what you're going to be fighting, you're going to be tearing up something. Whether it's flesh or metal, you're going to be the terror upper. That's what the tank is. Now the choice between putting him in a squad of cultists or deep striking him in with another squad of another type of unit that is beefy that can provide him with meat shields, I would probably go with a deep striking option, because with cultists you'll be foot slogging all the way there and there's a chance you may not even get into close combat, because that's your goal with the tank, is to get him into close combat and is to tear up flesh or metal. So deep strike, yes. Will you mishap? Well, that depends on the terrain and that really depends, but you can risk it. I would risk it. That's what I would do. I would want to get into close combat. Because of the Terminator armor, the chances are you're going to be able to withstand a whole bunch of shots that may come your way when you deep strike, because you know that any unit that is close to them, will they be able to take you out in your retinue of guys, depending on the guys that you give him? Chances are they're not going to take out your Lord, because he's pretty beefy at this point. The Torrent. Loadout. Lightning Claw, Chaos Bike, Seal of Corruption, the Burning Brand of Scalathrax, Mark of Nurgle. Uses and tactics. This Chaos Lord is meant to go with a squad of Chaos Bikers and harass the enemy at every turn, and wipe out small squads wherever possible, and get out before the enemy can react. He is perfectly suited to wipe out units manning Aegis defense lines, snipers in cover, and other similar threats to the cohesion of your army while staying on the move. His high toughness means that it'll be much harder for small arms fire to kill him in his unit, as toughness 6 is nothing to sneeze at for anything this fast. He is not as close combat oriented as the other Chaos Lords though, so keep him out of prolonged combats. I am a fan of torrents, of flamers, more particularly the Burning Brand of Scalathrax. If you're not sure what that is, it's a torrent weapon. Strength 4 AP3, and it's Soul Blaze. So, is it a marine killer? Yes, it is, because of the AP3, that's pretty sweet. It's a horde killer, it's anything killer, and you're with your Chaos Bikers, and that's really sweet. With the Mark of Nurgle, no less. Toughness 6 on Bikers is scary. It is absolutely terrifying. So, that is your hard-hitting unit that is fast. I agree with Marit about the not getting into close combat for too long, because you're not suited for close combat. You are meant to go up, flame kill whatever you shoot at, and then get out as soon as possible, and possibly do it again somewhere else. Hopefully do it again somewhere else. This unit will draw a lot of fire from your enemy because it is threatening. Put flamers on the other bikers in the squad, or put meltas on the other, it doesn't matter, because it's up close and it's going to flame or kill whatever vehicle or squad you choose to fight against. If you're going against orcs, I would definitely suggest the flamers, because man, that would just obliterate stuff. If you're going against the Astra Militarum, I would perhaps put meltas on the other guys, because you know they got a lot of tanks. While still keeping the Burning Brand of Scalathrax on your Chaos Lord. That's his specialty artifact that he's carrying. Don't take it away from him. That's not very nice. You know, he's given a gift of chaos. Let's not take it away. Now, in the past, I've said that I'm a fan of keeping units specialized. So if the other guys have meltas, then you should have something equivalent, or if they all have flamers, they should all have flamers. In this particular case, I would keep the Burning Brand of Scalathrax on him. The reason why is because it is a torrent weapon. It's not just a flamer, it is a torrent 12-inch away from the barrel of your flamer weapon, where you can kill anything. And that is just cover-ignoring awesomeness, and it'll make you really want to have a barbecue. It is sickness. The Butcher. Loadout, Seal of Corruption, Juggernaut of Khorne, the Axe of Blind Fury, Mark of Khorne. Uses and tactics. As his name suggests, his job is slaughter units while another character challenges the enemy characters. With 7+ D6 attacks at Strength 6, 7 if the unit has the Icon of Wrath. At AP 2, the only thing that can even stand up to him are some monstrous creatures and units of 3-up invulnerable save. Keep in mind that this unit type, Cavalry, will keep him out of transports, so he'll typically need a fast unit for him to run with, such as Raptors, Chaos Spawn, or Chaos Bikers. I don't typically field HQ characters on Juggernauts, but after seeing the suggestion left here, I am very much inclined to give it a try, because on paper, it looks like it would be incredibly fun. The Blood God will be happy, and I really enjoy that tactic of including another champion of Chaos so that you can throw him into the challenge while you have your Lord with the Axe of Blind Fury on the Juggernaut clearing out the rest of the models in that squad. That's pretty sick, man. I wonder if that is a suggestion that Angron himself has come down and given you because it just sounds like it's too good to have come from a mere mortal. Warpsmiths. Pros, they're inexpensive. The Mechan Tendrils give you a melt-a-gun and a flamer. Master of Mechanisms is a pretty good special rule. Shattered Defenses can be very useful. Has a surprising number of attacks. And he's got Flesh Metal. Cons. Can't replace his Power Axe except with a Chaos Artifact. The best invulnerable save he can buy is the Aura of Dark Glory, 5+. Only has 2 wounds. He's not fearless. Limited selection of war gear. He's got a mediocre stat line. I am definitely inclined to agree with this. He is not the best HQ choice. Is he fun to bring? He's more fun to bring than he is competitive to bring. But let's go over his tactics anyway. Warpsmith should be in a support role, repairing vehicles while cursing the enemies. Keep him with some buddies nearby, in case he finds himself under fire and needs some ablative wounds to continue his trade on the battlefield.
Okay, boys, cover me as I replace one of Deafy's pistons.
That's pretty much what he's good for, and it's not even 100% of the time that he's going to be able to repair a vehicle. But in the event that he does, it's all good, and it's fun. If I were to put a squad of something next to him, I would definitely put Cultist as a meat shield. Definitely. Nothing else. Way too expensive for anything else. Challenges. While certainly capable of being in close combat, his Power Axe and comparatively low weapon skill will make him more suited to dealing with a unit, while the champion of the squad he's a part of deals with the challenge. Most certainly, this is his best use in close combat, in the event that he gets to close combat, because typically you have him back near perhaps a Forge Fiend or a Defiler or something, maybe even a Predator. He's kind of like your mechanic, you know? He fixes things that are broken and you want to protect him as much as possible, but cheaply, not in close combat. Don't get him in close combat, and if you ever do, I agree with Marie, get him away. Keep him out of a challenge, allow him to kill the rest of the infantry in that unit. Mechan Tendrils. It's too bad that no other units can even take this very deadly piece of war gear, giving him +2 attacks as well as a melt-a-gun and flamer. It lets him support squads in close combat and end it quickly so we can get back to repairing your vehicles and cursing everyone else's.
Why, oh why, didn't they make this piece of work here available for anyone?
Because it would be sick if everyone had the capability of bringing Doc Ock arms to battle. It's only this guy, and that kind of sucks. But if you're going to bring him, and since he's got them, then you might as well use them. And he's got his versatile weapons. He's got his flamer and his melta, so that's actually kind of sweet. Sweet if you're assaulted, sweet if you're assaulting something. But typically you're not going to be assaulting something, so you'll use that in more of defense. If a vehicle or dreadnought comes close to you, you got a melta. If you got a squad of guys coming at you, you got a flamer. It helps. It certainly does help in those situations. Master of Mechanisms. 2 special rules in 1. This special rule allows you to repair your own vehicle's damaged weapons, drive systems, or hull points on a 4+. Or curse an enemy vehicle within 18 inches on a 2+, making all of its weapons gain the Gets Hot universal rule. Both of these are very effective, as you'll be able to keep most of any vehicle going. Cursing vehicles with Gets Hot is a great way to get free glancing hits from almost any vehicle, and motivates your opponent to steer his vehicles clear of your Warpsmith. Wouldn't it be nice if we all had this innate ability to repel enemy units? That's what the Warpsmith has. He's got this Master of Mechanisms, and it does that, because let me tell you, making a bunch of lasguns on guardsmen have the Gets Hot special rule, it makes it hilarious when they shoot at you. Or imagine doing that to a bunch of shooter-boys. How much fun would that be? Same with the vehicles and them firing their weapons. Now granted, the majority of vehicles can shoot at you and they'll be more than 18 inches away, but in the event that there's something close to you, it just makes it that much better. That being said, the 2 rules that the Master of Mechanisms give you, I would say that you would probably be using the repairing your own vehicles more than you'll be using the cursing of the weapons on enemy vehicles or the guns on enemy units more. That's what I would say. And the few times that I have brought Warpsmiths to my battles, I have first and foremost used them to restore hull points on my own vehicles. I have seen them give enemy units Gets Hot, and that was fun, but that was always, it seemed like a gravy thing. Didn't happen. It wasn't like my main goal with the guy. Shattered Defenses. A good way to force your opponent out of the cover. Shattered Defenses allow you to reduce cover save of any piece of terrain, including fortifications, as they are labeled as special types of terrain. Not much to say other than that. It is very straightforward. It is very straightforward. And that being said, I often forget to include this because I just forget. Maybe I should put like a massive sticky note on him so that I remember to do it in battle, because it's a really good ability. And it's kind of like just an extra little thing that makes him a little bit more usable. So in recap, bringing a Warpsmith is more fun than it is competitive. If you do choose to bring him, I would choose to bring him to repair your vehicles more than shooting your opponent and giving them the Gets Hot special rule. Your Chaos Lords are fun to bring because they're inexpensive and you can put them in any type of unit, creating Corn Berserkers, Plague Marines, and Noise Marines as troop choices, provided that you have that corresponding mark on your Lord. It doesn't do that for Tzeentch, only a Sorcerer of Tzeentch does that for Thousand Suns, but you're probably not going to put those marks of Tzeentch on your Chaos Lord anyway. Field them, try out these units, leave a comment, let me know how it works out for you. I am curious, because I want to know all things Chaos. If you're a Vault member, please do click on the link below to see tactics on Sorcerers of Chaos and Dark Apostles. If you're not a Vault member, please do click on that link below, sign up for a 7-day free trial so you can see that video, as well as the narrative campaign battle reports, and regular battle reports, and painting tutorials, behind the scenes, and everything you get in the MiniWarGaming Vault. We hope to see you in there. Happy wargaming, and I'll see you in the next video.
MiniWarGaming's Reign of Chaos!